So here we are, once again, staring at the mess we've made of our lives. It's exhausting, isn't it? This constant battle to heal, to stitch up old wounds, to dig through layers of trauma that keep resurfacing no matter how many times we've tried to bury them. And just when we think we're getting somewhere, just when the scars start to fade, something happens, and it all rips open again. But what's the alternative? To ignore it all? To let the pain fester until it consumes us completely? We know that won't work. We've seen what happens when people turn their backs on their healing. They become bitter, cold, lost. They spread their pain like a virus, infecting everyone around them. And then there are more problems, more trauma, more mess to clean up. It's a never-ending cycle that only gets worse the longer it's left untreated. So, we keep fighting. We keep showing up, even when we're tired, even when it feels like nothing will ever get better. Because deep down, we know that healing isn't just about us. It's about breaking the cycle. It's about making sure that the pain stops here with us and doesn't get passed on to the next generation. It's about doing everything we can to reduce the damage, to create a life that isn't defined by the hurt we've been through. We have to face it. We have to do the work. It's ugly and hard, and sometimes it feels like it's breaking us, but it's the only way to move forward. Because if we don't heal, if we don't do everything we can to reduce the damage, we're just going to end up in the same place over and over again, wondering why things never change. And I get it. You're tired. I'm tired too. We're all tired of this never-ending process of self-improvement, of trying to be better, trying to do better. But what choice do we have? This is the path we've been given. And maybe it's not fair. Maybe it's not what we wanted. But it's the only way out of the darkness. It's the only way to ensure that we don't create more trauma, more problems, more pain. So, we keep going. We keep pushing through the fatigue, through the doubt, through the fear that maybe we're not strong enough to do this. Because we are. We have to be. For ourselves, for the people we love, for the future we want to create. We keep going because we know that healing is worth it. We know that reducing the damage is worth it. We know that a life without constant chaos is worth it. And yes, it's hard. It's really, really hard. But it's the only way. So let's take a deep breath, roll up our sleeves, and get back to work. Because we can do this. We have to. Think about it for a moment. What happens when we don't heal? We carry that pain, that unresolved trauma, into every relationship, every decision, every moment of our lives. It becomes a weight that drags us down, a shadow that darkens everything we touch. And it's not just us who suffer. The people around us, the people we love, they suffer too. They become collateral damage in our war with ourselves. We have to stop this. We have to find a way to heal, to let go, to move forward. Because if we don't, we're not just hurting ourselves. We're hurting everyone around us. We're spreading our pain, our trauma, our unresolved issues, like a disease. And that's not fair. Not to them, not to us, not to anyone. So yes, it's hard. It's exhausting. It feels like it's never going to end. But that's exactly why we have to keep going. Because the alternative is so much worse. The alternative is a life defined by pain, by trauma, by chaos. And we deserve better than that. We all do. We deserve a life where we're not constantly haunted by the ghosts of our past. We deserve a life where we can find peace, where we can be happy, where we can thrive. But we're not going to get there if we don't do the work. We're not going to get there if we don't heal, if we don't take responsibility for our own lives, our own happiness, our own healing. It's up to us. No one else can do this for us. No one else can fix us. We have to do it ourselves. And yes, it's hard. Yes, it's exhausting. But it's worth it. It's so worth it. Because at the end of the day, what's the alternative? A life of pain, of trauma, of chaos? Or a life of peace, of happiness, of healing? The choice is ours. So let's make the right one. Let's do the work. Let's heal. Let's stop the cycle of pain and trauma and start creating a life that we actually want to live. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to happen overnight. But it's the only way. And we can do it. We have to.